Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is another Monday here on Marshall's campus, and today I want to talk about success a little bit more like I did last week. I'm really excited for another week. Only 2 weeks of class left. So hopefully most of you guys have been grinding through the semester. If you're not in school, that's another step closer for next year so you can be in school. Or if you're on your job, I hope you've been grinding. Summer's getting here, so time for vacations, that sort of thing. Today, like last week, I told you guys I was going to cut my hair. Obviously, I cut my hair. I wanted to look really professional. I'm really excited for today's episode of Thank Goodness It's Monday for a couple reasons. Basically because today I'm going to go ahead and get into the meat of what I want to talk about. So today I want to talk a little bit about being average. Yeah, being average. I've still been watching Eric Thomas, and this is one of the points that he touches on. And I just want to touch on it a little bit with you guys. Being average, a lot of people are just average. Just average. So you wake up every day, you go to your job, you go through your daily motions, but you're just average. That's a big problem these days. I mean, a lot of people are content with being average. Not in school, because you're content with your life. You're content with having to work a minimum wage job to make ends meet. That's average. I just want to talk about I want to tell you guys a little story. Eric Thomas gave his own story. I want to give my story about being average. This weekend I went to Chicago, and it was a really exciting trip. I went up there to meet with a man I had corresponded with over email. I had seen his ad online, and I had been corresponding with him for about a week. And I went up there to look at apartments. When I get to Chicago, I'm texting this dude, and I'm asking him, hey, so, what's the address so I know how long it takes to get there. I could have went on the internet and looked up the address, but I don't want to use up my data plan. So I'm texting him. He texts me back. He's like, "Can we do it tomorrow?" And me, I'm already sensing something's wrong. So I'm thinking, no, we can't do it tomorrow. I told him. I said, I drove 8 hours to get here. I'm here. And so he's like, we talk back and forth a little bit. I give him a phone call. He doesn't answer my phone call. Try to call him again. He doesn't answer. Then he texts me and he says the place, he gave it to somebody else. Or just wasn't available to me. You can understand my frustration a little bit as I was sitting in Chicago. I was pretty upset. I didn't use any vulgar language or anything like that towards the man. And I didn't, try and put him down any. Because I understand that that's average. Yeah, that's average. An average person is going to do that. He knew I was coming. He said that he had known, a couple of days before that I wasn't going to be the guy to get the place. He could have told me about that, but instead he was just average in that aspect. He wasn't a professional in that aspect. So I want to talk about a little bit more about how you can become above average. Some of you say you can't get jobs. Come on. Now, I believe everybody can get a job. You just got to be above average when you go for that job. See, there's a whole lot of you that might apply for one job. Let me tell you how it works whenever I go for a job. When I apply for a job, I have bills to pay, right? So I know that I'm going to have a job. When I go to look at jobs, I don't try to be picky and choosy. I apply for anything and everything I can find. You hear that? I'm applying for everything I can find. When they give me that call back, I'm going to go to every interview. And in every single interview, I'm wearing a suit and tie. Yeah, you don't have to wear a suit and tie. I work at Subway. When I went to Subway, I wore a suit and tie. I could have got the job wearing something like this right here, but I wore a suit and tie. You know why? Because I wanted to be above average. You can't be picky and choosy. After you go to every single interview in a suit and tie, you're going to get pretty much every single offer. Everybody's going to offer you a job because they want somebody that's above average when they hire somebody. Then you can be picky and choosy about what you take and where you work. When I worked at Best Buy was probably the best job that I was looking at, but I was applying for all sorts of things. After I went to my interviews, I was getting calls back for 4 or 5 different places. I got to pick Best Buy. Made a little bit more money than the minimum wage. It's above average. I'm a big fan of rap artists that speak about real topics. I downloaded Los's new mixtape, Becoming King. And in his mixtape, he says, success is greater than freedom, so why live your life complacent? You could be okay with living average. You could just make ends meet. I have plans to be great. You guys can be great as well. It's in every one of us. You just gotta be above average. So what are you doing to be above average? He also says in his mixtape, there's a line in there, he says, the only thing that quenches hunger is more hunger. So when I get a little bit of success, I'm hungry for more. I'm not just gonna quit. You hear that? I'm hungry for more. I want more success. It's not enough to just succeed in a little bit. You want more. So once you start succeeding a little bit, you're gonna be hungry for more. You gotta get hungry for the first amount of success though. Some of you guys are just complacent. You're like, my life is okay. Do you know that $25,000, $30,000 a year, that sounds like a lot to some of you guys. You're working your job, you're going to your job every single day, only making $25,000, $30,000 a year. That's below average. That's like right on the poverty line. You know that, right? It's right on the poverty line. I have dreams of being above average. I want to be above average. And a lot of people try to say your past doesn't matter. I want to give another little quick story. At Subway this week, I go to my job every day. I have a smile on my face. I'm really excited about working there. I love people. So at Subway, I get to talk to people all day long. I get to make them laugh. I get to make them smile. It's the best feeling in the world when you make somebody smile. Here's why I want to say that your past impacts what happens in the future, because it definitely does. So don't live your life like you don't have tomorrow. I'm working at Subway and I take almost everybody's shift. One day I was working like a night shift. It's like a 5 to 12 shift. Not too hard at all. Came in on my day off. That's cool with me. A couple days later, there's a complaint. Complaints on me. Gentleman said that I was really mean to him. I was the most unfriendly person he's ever met that worked in service. Most who know me know that I'm not a very mean person at all. And the people that I work with and my managers, they all know that as well. And so instead of me getting sat down and disciplined at all, my manager didn't even talk to me about it. I heard about the issue from a different employee, other employees. They had heard about it because my manager basically made it into a joking matter. I'm trying to tell you today, your past does matter. It could have turned into a big issue for a lot of people. Some of you might have had problems with customers or other people. You got that temper, that little anger problem. You might be mean to people sometimes. But your past does matter. So you can't keep going through life acting like your past doesn't matter. That's pretty much all I have for you guys. What I really want you to get out of today, I just want you to be above average. You gotta be above average. And I can't stress it more than anything. I just want you to be above average. I got a lot of people I love there. They're just content with being average. Hopefully you guys see this video and you're inspired a little bit to be above average. Being above average is what's gonna take you to the top. Thanks again for watching, guys. Not sure when I'm gonna do the next video, but stay tuned so you can watch it. Thanks.